How you guys how you guys doing? It's Be Wise again from Lifestyle Evolutions. And today I got a book recommendation for you. Now this book is called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. A spiritual path to high creativity. Now, creativity is so important in life. And this book will help you find your creativity. And I haven't even got through, I'm going to be honest, I haven't even got through the whole book yet. But the one recommendation it gives is it has this thing called morning pages. Maybe you heard of this, maybe you haven't, I don't know. But roll with me. So the morning pages, you get up every morning and you write 3 pages nonstop. And you write what's on your mind and you develop that. You don't write to read them, you write to kind of free your mind. And what you're gonna notice is, now the first couple of weeks you're probably writing a lot of crap. I'm not gonna lie. It's not gonna be nothing beautiful, it's not gonna be poetic. It's probably gonna be a lot of crap or a lot of stuff that just gibberish. But then it's going to come a time where you're going to start to notice how everything starts to flow. It's going to flow real nicely. And once that happens, once you keep doing this, it's going to help you be able to communicate better. It's going to help you be able to talk better. And then it's going to take your creativity to another level. Just writing these morning pages for 8 weeks, she recommends 8 weeks. And you can go even longer. And what I used to do, I write the 3 pages in the morning, then I used to even write in the evening. And it just freed up so much mental space, getting these thoughts on paper, working out problems. Like you put a problem at the top of the page and then you analyze it, and then you come up with different scenarios, pros and cons. You do a strength, weakness, opportunity, threat analysis, SWOT analysis to the problem, and you get you some notebooks, and this will help you tap into your creativity. Because watching videos all day, reading books all day, that's fine, but you really have to start working on your mental state, your mental energy. And because if you don't do that, you're just going to be a storehouse. All these books, all this information is just going to be stored in your brain. And you have to understand how the brain really works. It just stores memory, and then when you need the memory, it recalls it. And so we're going to take this exercise she gave us in this book, and we're going to get all that jargon out of our brains. And I also have another book. Now, this book here is called From the Heart of a Gentle Brother by Bartholomew. And this is kind of an interesting book. This person, Bartholomew, is being channeled through the author here. And she has a great exercise in here also. She says write for 6 hours straight. Now, I'm not going to lie. I haven't wrote for 6 hours straight, but I wrote for 2. And she said this was going to free up something in your brain also. So to get this creative muscle moving, you got to stir the pot. You got to sort of put the jumper cables on yourself, so to speak. I know that's probably not the best analogy, but you get the point. So these 2 books are going to help you tremendously start your creativity. Because creativity is something everyone has. We all have a certain aspect of creativity, and you're going to have to unlearn a lot of the patterns, a lot of the programming to get to that creativity, because it's been laying dormant, and it has to be jolted. It has to be jolted, because you can find yourself living your life in a certain box and everything is comfortable. Everything is how you want it, but you're not really truly maximizing your potential, maximize your experience. Because if you can utilize this creativity in some form, you can actually change the world. You can actually make things better at some point. But you can also just get into this sort of rabbit hole where you're just going through the motions of life and you're thinking very small, you're living small. I remember watching Dolomite on Netflix one day. Yeah, I watch Netflix every now and then. And he said, man, he was getting older and he was trying to break into the movie thing. And he was like, when did I get so small? When did my life get so small? And he just, after he had that epiphany, he just went for it. He just said, you know what? What do I have to lose? But you have to shake it up. That's all I'm really trying to say here. I know I said it many times, it's redundant at this point, but you might need to hear it a few times. So what do I do? Well, I write and it just improves the way I think, it improves the way I see things, and it's like I got a sort of a superpower, so to speak. And it's like I can understand when people are talking, people are having a conversation, I can almost understand what they're really trying to say. Because, the words we initially say might not be the words we really, really mean. Like it's like some words are just a mask over something else. Like you can tell, like when your spouse or your significant other really wants something. Well, I was thinking that maybe we could, blah, 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 blah. But they, it's like they hint and they beat around the bush, but you know what they mean. So, but the key to great dialogue is being able to say something without saying it, and the person picks it up. Sort of like in certain movies, you can see that the great dialogue is among the actors, and that they're saying one thing, but they mean another. But hey, that's just how I see the world, and this is how these books have helped me. And I'm passing this information on, and hopefully it will help you. And, sometimes books get a bad rap. But you got to figure, if somebody put something in a book, there was some type of problem, or some type of issue at some point, and they said, you know what? And they figured it out. And once they figured it out, they said, man, I know other people are trying to figure this same thing out. And so I'm going to try to give them a little clue. This book is a clue, because the books, they're not going to answer all your problems. They're not going to answer all your problems. You're going to have to solve it for yourself. You're just going to have to add on to what the author said. You're not going to take it verbatim. You're not going to try to, because it won't work. Why you think certain basketball players are great and some are average? Because some of them just have something different. They're built different. And they're unique. Everybody is unique. So even though we utilize these books for tools, they're just guidelines. They're not to be taken so literally. And you can take a book literally and you keep wondering, well, why it doesn't work? Like Think and Grow Rich. Everybody reading Think and Grow Rich, but everybody's not rich. There are certain universal principles in those books, but you have to dig till you find your own gold. This is the key, finding your own gold. You're on a quest. You're on an adventure. And the venture, you're on a destination, so to speak. And the destination is where you want to get where you need to be. We kind of fall in love with the romantic ideal of the journey. Oh, it's about the journey. But let me ask you something. When you get in your car, do you just drive do you drive on your journey without the destination in mind? When you get in your car, you say, well, I want to go to work today. So you get in your car, you you drive down streets, you make the certain turns and all that, but you have a destination, and it has to be the same thing with your life. You can't keep just going on and on thinking this journey is going to last forever, because there has to be a destination in sight for every aspect of your life. And these books are here to help. So hopefully, and these are cheap books. These aren't expensive books. And you just want to find the gold in the book and apply it. You don't want to try to duplicate every single thing in the book. You want to use what you can and build your own mental framework. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Hopefully that makes sense to somebody. Thank you.